Coming up on Volusia Magazine, we get details on the updated USDA food labels. Visit the county's animal control and take a ride with the Thunderbirds. Those stories and more next. Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. When you hear the term animal control, you probably think dog catcher. Well, here in Volusia County, our officers are providing care to thousands of injured wildlife, rescuing and transporting dogs and cats, and more. Kevin Captain has the details.
Most people love pets. But with these furry loved ones as part of our family, their health and welfare are sometimes at risk. That's where we are fortunate to have Volusia County Animal Services, providing service to the unincorporated areas of Volusia County and the city of Oak Hill. There are three interconnecting spheres of service provided by Volusia County Animal Services: administrative services, field services, and veterinary services. This comprehensive team of professionals sees every encounter with Volusia citizens as an opportunity for education and to raise awareness for responsible pet ownership. Volusia County Animal Services Director Adam Leith tells us more.
So here at Volusia County Animal Services, we really concentrate on keeping the public and pets safe. We have the responsibility of enforcing Chapter 14 here in Volusia County, which is our local ordinance pertaining to pets. And the humane care of those pets, as well as the responsible ownership requirements for people who have pets within the community. Things like mandatory spay-neuter, providing reasonable and humane care, those types of things we do the enforcement.
Being a responsible pet owner means understanding the importance of licensing, vaccination, and limiting uncontrolled reproduction. These are all areas where Volusia County Animal Services can help. Getting your pet licensed is easy, and it's one of the most important steps in pet ownership.
Licensing for pets is not what you would think of like your driver's license. It's actually just a way for us to maintain the potential ownership of a potential pet and its vaccination status. And that's really important because if we're talking about a pet that has potentially been exposed to rabies or an individual who's been bitten or scratched by a dog without identification, the risk to the public is much lower if the pet is appropriately vaccinated. Under the same ordinance, for people to maintain reasonable care and control of their pets to ensure that they're not roaming loose, we want to also ensure that those pets are spayed or neutered. If they're not spayed or neutered, they would need to have a permit. And so in that situation, all we're trying to do is to ensure that we aren't contributing to the problem of pet overpopulation. We want to ensure that every one of them has a home, and the best way to do that is to make sure that there aren't more of them than there are homes available.
Sometimes feral pets roam our neighborhoods, and they're also at risk for some of the same issues as domesticated animals in our community. Volusia County Animal Services cares for these pets too.
One of the implemented programs here at Volusia County Animal Services is our TNR program. The program stands for Trap, Neuter, and Return. Those cats that are free roaming within your community, we understand that they may not be owned by a particular person, but needless to say, they need to still be vaccinated and they need to also be appropriately spayed or neutered, because as those pets are roaming freely in the community, so is their ability to reproduce in the same community. We just want to ensure that we are being good stewards and responsible for our pets, and ensuring that they're not overpopulating our community is one of the biggest responsibilities we have as pet owners.
Citizens likely visualize the fieldwork provided by animal control officers, who most often respond to calls for a lost pet. These officers assist well more than 1,000 pets annually, rescuing and transporting dogs and cats and responding to injured wildlife. For these field personnel, their number one priority is their personal safety and the safety of the public. And carrying out this responsibility requires competence, skill, and professional judgment. Animal Control Officer Sean Riggins is one of these field professionals.
I have responded to calls where One moment the dog is nice, and the next moment the dog is trying to attack. Every day is a different day. I mean, I respond out, and some dogs will run right up to me and lick me, and the next moment I have to use my catch pole to try to contain the dog from keeping others in the public from getting bit. Usually our calls that we have like that are our typical unrestrained dog. We come in the area, we find the dog, pick the dog up. Either we'll scan the dog for a microchip, the dog will end up going back home after the microchip is ran, or we'll drive the area and look for the owner. Once that owner is contacted, they have a sigh of relief because a lot of them do not know that dogs are out.
Sometimes even the most conscientious pet owner may at some point face the situation of their pet lost from home. While licensing and vaccination are of the utmost importance, the advent of microchipping pets has revolutionized the ability for animal services in their rescue and return efforts. A microchip is the size of a grain of rice, and it's simply implanted beneath the pet's skin without anesthesia.
Microchipping is a free call home. So pets aren't able to use a telephone, but if you give them a microchip, they're able to do it. So we want people to microchip their pets because we want them to be able to call home for free. We don't charge for any of that. We want the public to be able to know where their pets are. So if we pick them up in the community, we can return them right back to you. They don't need to go to a shelter. The best place for a pet is in your home, and the best way to keep it there is to implant a microchip.
This is Bartholomew from West Volusia. He received his microchip, and now if he ever gets lost, Volusia County Animal Services can easily take the wand, identify who he is, and bring him back home.
A lost pet is a very stressful situation. Everyone in the community faces that at one point in time or another, and our goal is to try to reunite pets with their owners as quickly and efficiently as possible, and we do that in a number of ways. One is every pet that's brought in and picked up by our Field Services Division, we take photographs. We actually have a social media page where all of those pets are posted so that if individuals do lose their pet, they have a location where they can look.
With a staff of 15 and growing, Volusia County Animal Services safeguards our pets, our wildlife, and the people in our community. They know how important pets are, and thanks to their many services, our furry companionships are better protected. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Kevin Captain.
Volusia.org is your online county government resource. View the County Council agenda and meeting calendar, as well as review past meeting minutes and archived video and audio. Save time and bypass the lines by going online to register your car or boat, pay a bill, and much more. Plus, you can use the site to discover activities, workshops, and ways to become involved with your community. Volusia.org is your portal to everything Volusia County.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Most people are familiar with the jaw-dropping, ground-shaking flyover of the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. But what do you really know about this elite squadron? Kate Sark's here to tell us more.
The 3600th Air Demonstration Unit, referred to as the Thunderbirds, was activated May 25, 1953. Just 6 years after the creation of the U.S. Air Force. The first demonstration team consisted of 7 officers and 22 enlisted. Since that time, the team has seen major growth. Behind me are the F-16 United States Air Force Thunderbirds, And coming in on this side is the support plane for the Thunderbirds. Today, it takes an Army, or Air Force, of personnel to serve as the Air Demonstration Squadron, commonly referred to as the Thunderbirds. So who actually serves on the team?
What you see in the demonstration and what you'll see at the flyover on Sunday is 6 jets come over together, so that's our main demonstration team. Then we also have 2 additional F-16 pilots, our director of operations, and then our advanced pilot and our narrator. And then we have 12 officers total on the team, but we also have about 120 enlisted personnel. So it's a pretty big team to get those 6 jets airborne that you see for the flyover.
Each of the 6 pilots in the demonstration team plays a specific role. Pilots 1 through 4 perform in the 4-jet diamond formation, demonstrating the training and precision of Air Force pilots. Pilots 5 and 6 are the lead and opposing solo and highlight the maximum capabilities of the F-16 Fighting Falcon. A keen eye will notice that the number on Thunderbird 5 is upside down. This is because the aircraft spends most of its time inverted during demonstrations. So how much practice does it take to be a Thunderbird pilot?
Right now, we usually all go out together, all 6 of us. The Delta formation is what we call it, and we will go through a whole show, whether it's a low show, flat show, or high show, depending on the weather. And we do that twice a day, 5 days a week. So 10 practice shows per week. So we're probably flying 40 to 50 practice shows before anyone will even see us do a show down at Davis Mountain, the first one for the year. So it's intensive.
And that work begins years before they even earn the role of Thunderbird.
They have to commission as an officer in order to become a pilot, so whether that's through an ROTC program, the Air Force Academy, or Officer Training School, they'll have to get a 4-year degree. There's a couple ways to do that through those programs, and then you just have to pursue a pilot slot. And it's kind of just going through this ever narrowing wicket of, okay, you got a pilot slot, now you want fighters. Only 5% of people are going to get that, and then eventually the F-16, and then you're in a position where you can finally apply for the team. So it's a long journey to get to that point.
Along with the 8 pilots and 4 support officers, there are 4 civilians and 100 enlisted personnel performing in almost 30 job specialties.
Everyone on the team wants to be here, which is one of the best parts about it. You don't have anyone who doesn't want to be at work. We're all highly motivated to be here, which is really unique. I don't think many organizations can say that.
And while the daring demonstrations and roar of engines are often associated with the Thunderbirds, the team serves a much larger purpose.
Our mission is to recruit, retain, and inspire. It doesn't even really talk about the flying specifically, ironically enough, because that's what everyone thinks about when they think of the Thunderbirds. But we do school visits, hospital visits. We'll go talk to ROTC detachments. We do re-enlistments, wounded warrior stuff, all kinds of community outreach to really inspire people, maybe to join the Air Force, which is great, but really just to be the best version of themselves.
For Volusia Magazine, I'm Kate Sark.
Hi, I'm Josh Wagner.
And I'm Billy Wheeler. During the planning stages of the Tomstead Veteran Memorial Bridge, people voiced their desire to have a Veterans Memorial Plaza on the northwest side of the bridge.
The Veterans Memorial Plaza will create a special place in our community for people to reflect and connect with our fallen heroes.
The proposed concept for the new Veterans Memorial Plaza is estimated to be a $1.2 million endeavor.
Your donation will help us create a special place in our community in which we can honor Volusia County veterans from all military branches and military conflicts. To help fund our Veterans Memorial Plaza, visit veteransmemorialbridge.com or call Volusia County Accounting at 386-736-5933.
We appreciate your support to create this lasting memorial for those who have served and continue to serve our country.
The Volusia County Council meets on the second floor of the Thomas C. Kelly Administration Center, located at 123 West Indiana Avenue in DeLand. Public participation begins at 9:30 a.m. and the meeting agenda starts at 10 a.m. A live video stream is available at volusia.org/audio, and agendas are posted at volusia.org/agenda. Future meeting dates are available online at volusia.org.
In this Community Health Matters, Dr. Holly Smith takes us to a local school that is being recognized for providing healthy food choices for its students.
there's no negativity. Everybody tries to help one another.
That's fifth grader Landon McLean. He's describing his school, which recently won a gold award for being a healthier U.S. school. It's taken Reed Patillo Elementary School in New Smyrna Beach nearly a decade to rise to the gold level, but the result is worth it.
It doesn't happen overnight. It's small baby steps at first, but once you get, your teachers on board and you get the community on board and all the professionals that we get to work with in this world, it just becomes this beautiful place to be.
So what is the Healthy School Award? Well, it's an initiative from the USDA that recognizes schools that create healthy environments. It looks at the entire school to see if it promotes health and good nutrition.
There's lots of different components to the award, but you do look at the lunch line, and there's a program called Smarter Lunchrooms, and that's through Cornell University. It's a research-based program that has it has 100 different strategies, and the strategies are to nudge the children towards healthier choices.
If you start with the lunchroom, you'll see that it may look a lot different than when you were in school. There are colorful, fresh, and healthy fruits and veggies, and even a sign to remind students how to create a healthy plate. And that's what they do. The students create their plate with easy-to-take items. Those choices begin before students even enter the food line. A menu board lets them know what's on the line. From the entree to the a la carte items, students can have it their way, and they do. If they are not interested in the chili, the corn, or the cornbread, they also can select fresh apples, carrots with ranch dressing, or a PB&J bento box. Yes, a bento box with peanut butter and jelly.
I want this one.
Not only does the cafeteria offer healthy items, but it also markets them to the students. If you notice, all of the a la carte items are in easy-to-pick-up containers, and those fruits and veggies have cool names like awesome apples and fabulous fruit, stupendous strawberries, and X-ray vision carrots. I mean, who doesn't want X-ray vision? Mrs. Crandall has noticed that the children have changed drastically in what they understand and what they eat, and that translates to making better choices when they go through that lunch line. Fifth grader Ari Robinson agrees.
I haven't been eating a whole bunch of pizza or cupcakes, stuff like that anymore. I've been eating celery, salads, tomatoes, stuff like that.
Landon and Ari serve as nutrition ambassadors. Their role is to share their enthusiasm for good nutrition.
Our principal have had us have a little speech in class about taking healthier choices, not drinking water instead of soda and sugary foods.
The ambassadors, the teachers, and the creative marketing is helping students build better trays in the cafeteria. It also translates to healthier lunch boxes that come from home.
We don't have control over our lunch boxes, but because of our parent education classes, our parents are packing healthier lunch boxes now, which is amazing. Every single month, a parent can come, and they can come into this cafeteria here, and we train them about nutrition, we train them about fitness, we train them about social and emotional learning, about how to help their child at home. A lot of resource materials go out of this cafeteria.
All right, enjoy. Same for you.
Have a nice day.
Having good food in the cafeteria is not enough to get a school a gold award. It takes a campus-wide approach. There's artwork in the cafeteria and outside. There are warm, friendly areas to decompress. Garden plots and fruit trees are all around, and recess is expected every day.
The lunchroom environment is just one of the environments that we look at for the award. There's quite a few what they call criteria of excellence that Reed Patillo had to be at that level to get gold. So they offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner to the students. They are part of a farm-to-school program, so they have gardens. You'll see around campus a lot of positive messaging. They have a lot of programs that not only educate the staff, but also the parents. And the students are very involved. There is a nutrition ambassador at the school. They do Wellness Wednesdays at the announcements. They're going to start doing yoga on Wellness Wednesday.
The saying goes that it takes a village to raise a child, and well, that concept applies here too. Community involvement is a must, whether it's helping to educate students and parents or providing grant funds for items that are needed to support the initiative.
University of Florida, and Jill Tolfer, which is our registered dietitian, has actually changed so many homes by educating parents on what nutrition and fitness looks like. But what we're trying to do is to lay a foundation for children that's going to impact their life in 5 years from now, 10 years from now.
There are 35 public elementary schools here in Volusia County that earned either a gold, a silver, or a bronze award from the USDA. Reed Patillo Elementary, Sugar Mill Elementary, and Westside Elementary all earned the gold award.
So now that the school has earned the gold award, where do they go from here?
This is critical. It's not going away. It's here to stay, and I'm hoping it's just going to get better.
For the Florida Department of Health right here in Volusia County, I'm Dr. Holly Smith.
Today on Solutions for Your Life, Patrick Zayas, Extension Program Manager for the UF-IFAS Extension Family Nutrition Program, discusses the upcoming changes and how you can apply it at the grocery store.
2, 1. Whew. Welcome to Solutions for Your Life. I'm Patrick Zayas, and if you're wondering why I'm doing lunges, well, more on that later. If you're somebody who pays attention to the food label while you shop, you may have noticed that the food label has looked a little bit differently lately. That's because the FDA is changing the food label for the first time in over 20 years. We're going to be discussing the differences and how you can plan accordingly. The new changes reflect new research that has come out and new recommendations set forth by the Dietary Guidelines for Americans. The first thing that you will notice is the bold letters calories and the number of calories that are listed. Calories are important because they are a unit of energy, and tracking your calories can help you maintain a healthy weight. The serving size just above the calories is going to show you how many servings are in this container. The new changes reflect that certain items that are consumed entirely in one sitting will now have to be labeled as such. If you're like me, you enjoy eating a bag of chips while watching the game. But have you ever looked at how many chips are actually in a serving? Well, according to this bag, it's about 9. And who can stop at 9? So this package says that there's 11 servings in this bag. So if I eat half the bag, and that's about 5 servings, I have to multiply it by the 140 calories to actually show how much energy I'm getting from this food. That gets you about 700 calories, and I haven't even had a drink yet. Next, you will see the total fat section. They've gone ahead and removed the calories from fat to put an emphasis on the type of fat, not necessarily the amount. So what you will see is that saturated and trans fats still have to be listed as usual, but unsaturated fats such as monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats do not have to be listed. The only time these fats have to be listed is if the package makes a health claim that due to the healthy fats, it is a better choice for you. Otherwise, you could take the total fat, subtract the saturated fat, and also the trans fat, and that will let you know how much unsaturated fat is in the product. Now that I've had over 700 calories in chips, I'm getting a little bit thirsty. That's a problem with chips, they do make you feel thirsty. So I'm gonna be looking at my drink choices. Now in the past, when I looked at this bottle, it used to tell me that there was 110 calories. But now when I look at it, I see 250 calories. The difference? Well, that's 250 calories in the entire bottle. I used to think it was 110 the entire bottle. I think something's changed. Let me choose a better choice. Well, this one's showing the same thing. It's showing 140 calories in this entire bottle, when before it was a lot less. I didn't know that. Well, I think with this new updated label, I'm gonna choose water. The cholesterol, sodium, and carbohydrate sections have not changed very much. They added in a blip about the included added sugars, which is a new recommendation set forth by the Dietary Guidelines in 2015. It is recommended that no more than 10% of your total daily calories come from added sugar. This section will help you differentiate between what is a natural sugar found in a product and what was added during processing. The next section lists the amount of nutrients in the product. The changes to the new label show the actual measured amount in milligrams or micrograms of the product, as well as they've changed the nutrients that are being tracked. No longer are vitamin A and C required to be included in the label, as many Americans no longer suffer from a vitamin A or C deficiency. Instead, vitamin D and potassium have been added to the new label to reflect the deficiencies that Americans are currently facing. Finally, at the very bottom, you will see the percent daily value footnote. The percent daily value footnote tells you how much a nutrient in a serving of food contributes to a daily diet. 2,000 calories a day is used for general nutrition advice. If you are somebody who's eating more or less than 2,000 calories per day, the percent daily values on the right-hand side of the label may not apply to you. It is still good as a rule of thumb, as anything above 20% is considered high in that particular nutrient. You may be asking yourself, well, what products are covered under the new Nutrition Facts label? Anything that's actually covered by the FDA. This includes most of the processed foods, as well as canned goods that you find in the grocery store. Things that are not generally covered under the FDA are dietary supplements and alcohol, as those are covered under different government agencies.
And now I think I've had close to 700 calories from my snacks alone, but it's dinner time. It's still time to eat. I got to look at the ingredients portion of the label now, and it's important to note that the ingredients portion has not changed. Why am I looking at the ingredients portion of the label? Well, what is ever listed first is the most that is in that product by weight. That is really important when you're planning out your dinner, so that way you can ensure that you're eating a full product. When I'm looking at my dinner, my pasta, I want to make sure that the very first ingredient is a whole grain. That way I know that I'm going to stay full a lot longer. Compared to one of these where I see that the first ingredient is actually enriched. Well, I don't want that. I know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Well, I got to get back outside and burn off those 700 calories. With Solutions for Your Life, I'm Patrick Zayas.
Stay connected with the latest Volusia County news, events, and updates on our social media channels. Like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Catch up with previous stories on YouTube, or just head over to our website, volusia.org. Well, that wraps up this edition of Volusia Magazine. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. If you have any questions about the show, you can feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond. Have a wonderful evening.